Okay, tribe, we're going to have a good one today. Is how do I get rid of my SP after I attracted him? You did all the work, baby, and you attracted him. And your question is, I attracted him, Chad, but how do I get rid of him? Now, in this video, I'm going to give you two scenarios, okay? The first one's going to be the toughest one for you to do. But the second one, we're going to have some fun with, okay? The second one, you're being a little bit more passive aggressive with the second one, but the second one works, okay? If you don't want to do the first one, okay? Now, what's the first one here? So the first one is just, you're just being blunt, okay? You're just coming to them. It's all communication. You sit them down and you just say, hey, it's not working out, okay? That's part one here. It's not working out. You're direct. You're direct. You're confrontational. You just say, hey, it's not working out. This isn't working out. I want to see other people, or I just want to break it off. Whatever, how you want to handle it. You just come face. You just come face with it. Okay. Now I know for some of you watching a video, that's a little bit hard to do. Okay. It takes a little bit of work to do that. To really the confidence to sit down and kind of have those conversations. Okay. And so what about part two here? Now, part two is a little bit more passive aggressive, but it does work. Okay. Now, if you don't want to do part one, you don't want to just sit down and talk through it like an adult. Okay. This is what I would do with part two. Because basically what you have to understand is the reason why you're trying to get rid of them is because from the very beginning, you have the nice guy syndrome, or you have the Mr. Nice Girl syndrome. You understand? Meaning that when you allow them into your life, okay, you saw the red flags, you see them, you understand? Okay, you see things in them that you don't like. You see things in them that are just major non-negotiables. You see it, but you tend to ignore it. Now, we could debate all day long why you ignore it. Sometimes you ignore it just because you want to hook up. Sometimes you ignore it, you want to attract them. Sometimes you ignore it, again, guys, is just because you're kind of scared, you're kind of intimidated to bring it to their attention. Okay, you're kind of intimidated to be like, whoa, 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 don't do that. Okay, and sometimes that's linked to like you want them to like you, so you're kind of afraid that, well, if I say that, they might not like me. Okay, which is true, what I mean? But again, if I say something they don't like me, like I'm getting them out of my life right in the beginning rather than 6 months down the road. Okay, so this is what I want you to do. Is you got to start focusing on you. That's the passive aggressiveness. You got to start focusing on you, my friends. Okay, you got to start setting your standards, boundaries, and non-negotiables. Okay, and you got to start enforcing your standards and boundaries and non-negotiables and not caring what the other person's going to do. Okay, now you probably won't care because if you're trying to get rid of them in the first place. But I don't mean that you're being mean to them. I don't want you to be mean to them. What I'm saying is that you have standards, boundaries, non-negotiables. And when they cross them, you stop them. You say, hey, look, no. Okay, that's a standard boundary with me. I don't like that. Okay. And listen, this is going to be the first time you probably ever done this to them. And you have to understand, sometimes this causes conflict. Now, sometimes they might go with it. You might be surprised. Sometimes they might go with it. They might respect it. Okay. There's going to be a group of people, they'll respect it. They'll respect your standard and boundary. But then there's going to be another group of people that, you've let them walk on you for 3, 4, 5, 6 months, wherever, how long it's been. And since you let them walk on you, they're used to walking on you. And now all of a sudden you have these standards and boundaries, and they're gonna push back. Okay, so if they push back, then that's your opportune time to say, hey, look, this is a standard and boundary. If you don't like it, then maybe we need to see other people. You understand? You're using that as a trigger, but you're using it to kind of aspire a conversation a little bit. Other things I would do with this, you have standards, boundary, non-negotiables. Okay. Start hanging out with your friends, because more than likely you probably stopped hanging out with your friends. You stopped hanging out with your buds. Okay. You start hanging out with them again. Okay. Stop just doing what they want to do all the time. Most of the time you guys get in this arena or dilemma is most of the time you're hanging around with her friends. You're not hanging around with your friends anymore. Okay. Start doing your hobbies again. If you love going to the gym and you stop going to the gym, you start going to the gym 3-4 days a week. You understand? Okay. In the beginning, you had if I could talk, personal goals and professional goals. You go back and do the personal and professional goals. Okay. You got professional aspirations, where you want to achieve in your career. You go back to that. Okay, you got personal goals, what you achieve. Maybe you want to travel the world. You go back to that. Okay, no matter what it is. Maybe you want to live in a different state. There's a favorite state you always wanted to move to. Okay, you start talking about it. You start going in that direction. You listen, guys. You do what you want to do, and listen. They either conform to you or they don't. Okay. So kind of to answer your question is, well, Chad, I attracted my SB. How do I get rid of them? That's how you get rid of them, baby. Okay. There's only 2 ways. You have the courage enough to sit down and talk to them like an adult. You're not mean to them. You're not being a kid with them. Okay. You don't ghost them. Okay. That's not you being an adult. You're being professional with them. You know what I mean? You don't just like kick them out and ghost them or stop texting them. You're an adult about it. You understand? So you sit them down and say, hey, this isn't working out. Maybe you just need some time apart. Maybe you just need some time to clear your head. Okay. The biggest reason you need to clear your head is because you've let all this stuff go. You understand what I'm saying? So you need to get back on focusing on you. And maybe you don't know what will happen. Maybe they will conform to it. Maybe once they conform to it, you're like them. You understand? Maybe you take a little bit of break from them and they'll come back around and you have a better energy around each other. Okay? Because you're sticking to your standard and boundaries. You're not letting them overstep you anymore. There's a clear boundary there with you, what you're going to accept and not. And that makes more of a healthy dynamic, a healthy relationship. Okay, there lots of times the reason why, not the ramble, lots of times the reason why things are not working is because it's you. Okay, you have to understand this. Okay, it's not the other person. So lots of times people blame. Okay, if you want to be successful in general, you want to be a success in life, you want to be a multimillionaire, you want to attract your SP, attract great relationships, friendships, sexual relationships, whatever. Okay, it all starts with you. You understand? Okay, you're the problem and you're the solution. It's not the other person, it's you. Okay, and the reason that this is what I want you to see, and the reason why I say this is like, no matter if you attracted a narcissist in your life, okay, it's not them, it's you. Because listen, guys, again, it's your problem. It's your fault because, again, you ignored all the red flags from the beginning. Especially if you attracted a narcissist. Most of the time, they're themselves right from the very beginning, but you ignored it. You saw all the red flags. You saw everything you didn't like, but you chose to ignore. Okay, whose fault is that? It's not them, it's you. Okay, whose fault is it when you let them overstep your boundaries? It's not them, it's you. Because you don't have the courage enough or the confidence enough to say, whoa, wait a second, don't do that. Because you're too afraid, you want them to like you too much. You're too afraid to say that because you're afraid of the consequences. Listen, the most successful version of you is not afraid of the consequences. Okay, the most successful version of you, you're just weeding them out. Okay, your standards, boundaries, and non-negotiables, it just weeds people out of your life. And the people who stay, the people who then want to respect it, okay, is a small group of people for one, but those are the people who stick around. So you have to understand that. You're like the most successful version of you, you're going to have standards, boundaries, and non-negotiables. Okay, you're not afraid to enforce them. And if you enforce them and they give you pushback, you get them out of your life. Okay, that's the most successful version of you in any arena. Okay, business relationships, personal relationships, friendships, sexual relationships, your SP. Okay, okay, and like I've said before, when you have standards, boundaries, and non-negotiables, you're magnetic as fuck. Why? Because you're standing up for yourself. You're in charge of you. You're in charge of your life, and that's attractive. Okay, and then it doesn't stop there. Again, you already know this. You still hang out with your buds. You still hang out with your friends. You still have your own hobbies. Now you're going to have shared hobbies in a relationship, but you still have your own hobbies. Maybe that's going to the gym. Okay, you still go to the gym. You still stay with your professional and personal aspirations, personal goals, professional goals, what you want to achieve. You want to put a dent in the universe. You still do that. Okay. You understand that? You still do it. And you do it from the beginning, because when you do it from the beginning, you're attracting the right person in your life. And we're not having this type of conversation. You get me on that. We're not having a conversation of, Chad, I attracted my SP, but how do I get rid of him now? We're not having that conversation. Because I already know why you attracted them from the beginning. Because from the very beginning, you weren't acting like the most successful version of you. You let them overstep you, let them override you, okay? You ignored things that you shouldn't ignore, okay? So as we wrap up this video, I don't want to sound like a robot. It comes down to two things, baby. You want to get rid of them, you sit down, you act like an adult, you sit down and have a conversation with them and say, hey, this isn't working out no more, okay? If you don't want to do that, the second thing you do, you go right back to your standards, boundaries, and non-negotiables. You enforce them. That means they're going to overstep them. That means you got to bring it to their attention. You go back to hang out with your friends, your hobbies. You focus on your career, your personal goals, your career goals, okay? In that realm, that's going to bring up conversations. Either they're going to abide to it, mostly not, okay? But some will abide, some will respect, okay? But most of the time, this will weed them out, okay? Make sense, my friends? Other than that, tribe, let's rock and roll. Let's wrap up this video. Now, comment below if you have questions on this. I try my best to jump into the comments, but also link is in the description. Check out, I have an SP Masterclass I did. Jump into the Masterclass. It's a very, very terrific Masterclass. It goes very, very, very deep. This is a long ass Masterclass. Okay, this is an hour Masterclass. I think I have probably like 10 hours of content within the SP Masterclass. So it's pretty in depth. It's fun, but it will help you out, okay? Check out the Masterclass, jump into it. Other than that, peace out. Remember, I love you guys, and I'll see you in the next video.